was that I shaved and talked. And then I have a great client who has a spa that all they do is waxing, and she's been closed for over a month now.
Right.
I have 3 medical clinics who have been closed because they can't do chiropractic or anything. I have another hair salon, and she's closed. And I can't help these people. I mean, yes, they could sell some gift cards, or they could do a couple of things, but that's all they can do, right? They can't open. They're not physically allowed to be in 6 feet. You can't cut somebody's hair, from 6 feet away. So I was feeling, I mean, I spoke to them all, and I was feeling bad for them. And I thought, well, no, the least I can do is just not shave and be solid. And I said, I'm not going to shave till this is all over. And then I'm like, dude, what were you thinking?
Well, maybe you'll change your mind, and that's okay
Well,
too.
I'm allowed to do that too. But yeah, Debbie watched, what did she watch on Sunday night with Ellen? Castaway. You know that movie with Tom Hanks?
Oh.
Where he went on a desert island because of a plane crash, and I think he lived there for several years.
I'll have to watch that.
It's a great movie. Talk about social isolation. And he didn't shave for years, so he came back like 60 pounds lighter and this huge long beard, and it's like, so I'm 17 pounds lighter so far, and no shave, so why not?
It's been interesting for me to watch. I have 4 sons, and it's been interesting for me to watch them as men. Every time I see them, they look different. It's like, whoa, what happened? Your beard is so big, or like, where did it go? Or, oh, the shape of your face has changed now.
Yes.
It's kind of it's a little project for the day or the week or something.
Right. Yeah. No, it's it's a talking point. I made a video this morning. I'm now calling them the sharing chronicles instead of the shaving chronicles.
Yeah.
And just sharing good stories. That's all I can do right now, publicly. So
it's very helpful. Your stories, just the energy, it's always good. It's always like, yeah, that was good.
Well, thank you. As are yours.
Anytime you see me sharing, it's like, big girl, Rhione, big girl.
Exactly. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm sorry that
like 3 and like I have to go out on stage.
It's different, isn't it? Yeah, it's different. But obviously Facebook's changed so that you can't use Zoom webinar anymore. You can't bring a guest in, which you can on Instagram. I tried it last night with somebody, and you can totally bring somebody on Instagram. So I'm actually thinking your next best move is to do Instagram lives, and for one of you to start and then bring in the other one, and then it puts you like one on top of the other.
Oh, how do we do that?
Oh, it's really simple. Did I keep a screenshot of it last night? No, I didn't. I was doing some screenshots, but I don't think I don't think I did. But no, so you start an Instagram live, and then
how do you do that?
Oh, it's quite simple. Let's wait for Jay to come back, and I'll show the 2 of you.
Okay.
I think Crystal's joined, but I haven't heard her speak yet.
I'm here.
Hello. Crystal.
Are you having a bedhead day or what?
I am. My internet and power was out in my house this morning, and we had to reset the breaker, and I haven't showered yet, so I'm just gonna be here in spirit and voice, I guess.
Crystal, you're so beautiful, but I'm sure you would look you look gorgeous no matter what.
Oh, you're so sweet. Yeah, I was just
true. This is true.
I was gonna tell Jonathan, StreamYard is still working on Facebook Lives, but everything else seems to not be working.
Yeah, and I have never used Stream. Is it a paid thing? Is it?
Yeah, but it's super cheap compared to like Be Live. It's $20 a month, and the interface and the reliability far surpasses Be Live.
Really?
So I'm impressed. Yes, very impressed with it.
You were saying there was some tech issues of loading it in there or something?
Well, I had tech issues with Be Live, and I canceled them, and I switched over to StreamYard, and I've still done my scheduled shows just fine.
That's cool. That's cool. I'm just going to share my screen here to talk about Instagram Live. There we go. One sec. Let's go back. So let's go to Zoom, and then I'll share my screen. There we go. So you should be able to see my my cell phone now, right?
Screen mirroring, yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
this is a program I call, it's called Reflector, and basically it's a school program for students and teachers, but it's $10 a year or something. But it means I can do exactly this. So on Instagram Live, if I was to go to it, and when you go to post and you go to video, so you can see now that my phone is in video mode. You can do that. Am I saying that right, Crystal? When you come to broadcast, oh, is it on the, is it?
I mean, there's nowhere that says live, is there?
Yeah, no, but I think that's what you do is you just go straight. Well, let me just see. It's a good question. Because this is hands-free.
Yeah, I've been playing with it too because it's a little.
Okay, I found it. Okay, so
yeah, there you go.
You have to scroll all the way to the left.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, okay.
So let me come out of that.
Let's pretend like I don't know what Instagram is, and then start there. Okay, I got Instagram, and now I have that little.
So this is the home. This is the home screen of Sanctuary, if you like, right?
Okay.
And right up in the top by my picture is a little blue cross in the profile picture there. So when I press that, it takes
Little
me in.
Blue cross. What?
Okay, so above
mine is
above my name, in right up here.
Yeah.
The little blue cross.
Okay.
Or little blue positive sign or whatever it is.
Okay.
That's where you create an Instagram story, which is a 24-hour story. So the stories that we do that are not posts, but they're stories that just last for 24 hours. That's where you start this.
Okay, this is good. And then what?
Then so when I press that blue cross, obviously I have to do it on my hand for my phone because you can't broadcast live from a desktop right now. Although you can play it on desktop. So now I'm in story mode, and you see across the bottom it says boomerang, layout, all these different things, hands-free. But if you go the other way to the far left, there is a live button. And then when you press this, you start broadcasting live. And then if Jay was to start it or you were to start it, Rhione, and then Jay joins, as Jay joins, it gives you an opportunity to invite her into the live. So then it goes from one long screen to two squares, one on top of the other. And then you can broadcast live. And then everybody who follows you on Instagram gets a notification that you're live.
Okay. And then what do we do? Like, is that?
So this would be like
what
your.
happens after 24 hours?
Well, the lives stay actually, because you can put them into a highlight. So effectively, they don't disappear. So if I go back to my profile again now, this little arrow up here at the top, you see a little plane? When you click on that with my finger, nope, where is it? It's called archiving. I don't do this as often as I should. Okay, no, I was in the wrong place. When you go back to the home screen, the three lines here, I'm recording on this as well. When you click on those three lines, one of the buttons that comes up is called archive, the second one down here.
Yes.
And the archive actually is everything that you've done on a story in the past. Okay. So they don't disappear. They're there.
They're just behind the scenes.
They're behind the scenes. But what we like to do is, you can see like mine with these different ones in the middle here. These are called highlights. And when you have a story that worked well, you drop it into a highlight. So like this. So if I go into my workshops one, then this is all of the videos or the highlights that I've saved in my, and you can save up to 100 things in each highlight. So we could have a tab that says live, and then we could just save the lives in one of the highlights. I have to do some experimenting with, maybe I'll do this later today with somebody, because I'm not sure when you finish an Instagram live if you can save it or not. The lady I worked with last night, because I was her guest and she was trying to get out, and I was her guinea pig. At the end of it, it didn't save. But she may have done something wrong, or maybe you're not able to save. We're not entirely sure. But that's what we're talking about.
All right.
So that way you can definitely both broadcast. You can definitely reach our Instagram audience. We can put a link on Facebook and said, we're going to broadcast for tea at 10 a.m., but we're doing it on Instagram Live, and here's a link to our Instagram so people could go over, because I would imagine most people on our Facebook page know about Instagram anyway, and we just get them to add you on Instagram and just say, this is the only way we can broadcast live simply to our audience. There is another way of broadcasting live into a group, and I don't know if you broadcast live into a group. I guess we should try it, whether Facebook would let you bring other people into the live in a group. You used to be able to, but in the last week, I don't know. So again, that's something else we'd have to experiment with. But I will try and experiment with the group and Insta today with one of my team, and we'll just see how that works. I'll let you know.
Thank you.
Yeah, everything is changing. That's the one thing we know that is constant right now is change. So yeah, that's what we can do. So we'll work on that. Let me get rid of trying to get rid of my screen. There we go. I can see you now.
Jay, are you here?
I'm kind of here.
You're kind of here.
She's in the room.
Great.
In the room. So I sort of, obviously I'm paying Crystal to help you guys to try to keep momentum and keep every day, but I know we missed last week because of Lisa Cherney's lock-in, if you like, which I did. I attended the first half. It was very clever, you know. I have to give Lisa so much respect for this, is that she got a lot of publicity and achieved a really good result without actually doing a lot of work. If you think about it, her work was in creating the event and publicizing it, but the event itself was several key speakers, the meditation lady and the medium lady. Everybody then introduced themselves, and then everybody went into breakouts. So for 3 hours, I don't know, Lisa maybe did 20 minutes, but everybody loved her for doing it.
She just held it. She held it.
She hosted it, yeah. So genius, really. You know, for me to do a 3 hour, you know, presentation would be a ton of work. But and I'm not saying she didn't do a ton of work in getting people on board, but it was what everybody wanted to do. They wanted to get together. They wanted to, you know, cry into their tea or whatever. But at the same time, they wanted that huge dose of positivity. And she achieved that. So, and that was really, really well done. And it was done on Zoom, and it was private. It wasn't on Facebook. And there is this new facility on Zoom now. If you've downloaded the latest version of Zoom, there's an extra button at the bottom that says security. And now that stops people hacking your room, and it also helps you. There's an option now, because I can do it right now. I just lock the meeting so nobody else can join, which is what she did.
Is it in that more place down the bottom?
No, it's a new box. Actually, Zoom did us an update. Typically, when you broadcast, okay, because I now have a box that says security next to participants.
Okay. And
in that security box is share screen, chat, rename themselves, remove participant, enable waiting room, which is what we have. But now there's a lock meeting as well to lock it down. And I know a lot of Zoom rooms now require a password to join. I mean, this is my Zoom room that I've used for 3 years, so I guess I don't need to do that. But typically on a new Zoom room now, it asks for a password as well.
Yeah, they've been asking for passwords on my Zoom. It's not really new, but They're still asking.
It's to stop people hacking it. So yeah. So, I mean, we've got 39 people in the group, which is good. And there seems to be quite a lot of questions coming into the group. Have you been able to reach out to people one-on-one out of the group at all? Or your Facebook group?
We just have 39. I thought we had more people than that.
Let me make sure.
But that's okay. I mean,
maybe I'm in the wrong group. Bear with me. The Sanctuary Support Group, right?
yeah.
How many members?
There's 70.
Why did it say 39 in the insights? That's interesting. Because that's the main group.
Not all of those are. Some of those are people that aren't pregnant that we know are supportive.
Okay. Because 39. See, it says 39 requests approved. Maybe that's in the last week then. Oh, you know what? This is probably in the last week. That's right.
We haven't had any new members recently that I'm aware of.
The 7. Yeah, you're right. The 70 there. I just saw that 39. Okay, now I understand where I got that number from.
I've been trying to screenshot new ones that say that they're pregnant, and then my goal was to give the ladies like a weekly. These are the ones that have answered the questions that they're pregnant, so that then you guys can engage with them or ask them questions.
That seems important.
I think that's.
I've also asked people to introduce themselves. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen, I've kind of gone in there as a plant where they don't really know that I'm running the group or anything. I try to act like I'm just a mom, but I'll ask questions and I'll ask people to introduce themselves and say where they're from and try to get, some content going.
That has to be the biggest understatement in the year. Just a mom.
That's true. This is true.
Yeah.
Well, how do we, I think that is a key thing that you're doing by saving or marking, somehow delineating the ones who say, yeah, I'm pregnant right now.
Yeah.
And where are you saving them? How would I see that? How can I make the most use of that?
I need to, there's two things. I can either randomly send you guys screenshots, which I have them, but I was going to try to put them in just in a PDF or in a document or something that's not just a bunch of random screenshots, because I feel like you'll get confused. So I have them saved, and I was going to get you guys a list this week of the ones I have screenshots.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
I don't know what the best idea is. Jonathan might have something better.
No, I think can you not make notes about members in the group?
See, here is my complaint. I wish Facebook would listen to me about groups. Once you press approve, you lose who that was. So if you don't write down their name, you can't immediately see who you just approved, which is a problem to me because I don't remember people's names. And you can't welcome anymore.
Recently joined though.
They do, but you can't ever see those questions again, or I can't figure out how to see how they answered them.
Information. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the information is gone. So, yeah, that's kind of my issue. And you can't welcome new members anymore in Facebook groups, which I always loved that feature because you could tag them in a post, and that's gone. So.
Yeah, I still see people do it, but they must literally just copy and paste new members all the time, because it still says new member because it's got a little I'll just show you my screen again. So here in the group, it actually does highlight new members. So I guess you could just copy and paste their names and drop them into a welcome message.
Yes.
I think that's the only way to do it. But 70 people is great. And like the picture I shared with you the other day, I didn't realize Erin's profile was private and I'm her friend, but it was Lindsay, our web designer sister, who is a GP. And gave birth 12 days early because she had a plan to, because she lives on a Gulf island, to take a ferry to Vancouver to stay with Lindsay. Lindsay was going to be the birth partner. They were going to go to the hospital together, and they had it all lined up.
Wow.
And she gave birth in the middle of the night and found a virtual doula. I don't know if she had her on call just in case anyway, and she found a retired midwife who came over to our house from the island, and
awesome.
they gave birth at home, and everything was fine. And in reality, from what Lindsay told me, she was actually much happier because she didn't have to go through that big journey. She didn't have to be in a hospital where there's, potentially virus in every corridor kind of thing, just by people walking down it. And I could ask Lindsay if maybe you could interview her if she had time. You could.
Oh, that would be an awesome interview.
Wouldn't it? Because
yeah,
I mean,
That would be great.
I mean, she had just had a baby 5 days ago, so I don't know, but I could ask. But I think that could be the new norm. And I know you talked about these doulas on demand, and I think there's a whole opportunity of people coming together to make that difference. So
yeah,
that was
you
just
guys
one story.
are doing it because it is the new trend. Is everything has moved online. I mean, what's funny is when I created what I did online, I was frowned upon 3 years ago, and now everyone's turned to it. So I could say that I learned something 3 years ago, and now I can help kind of implement that. But the nice thing that you guys have going for you is that people are now accepting of it because it is the new trend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say if we reach out to Lindsay's
Yeah, I'll ask.
sister,
It's a sister.
wait, like till she's past 2 weeks.
Sure. It was a second child too, but even so, yeah. Yeah, no, I'll ask. Maybe
just,
she will.
There's too much going on in those early days to.
Oh, I know. Yeah, yeah. Another thing I wanted to share with you, Rhione, was just looking at the main sanctuary page itself. Your biggest home run of late, by a long way compared to a lot of the other posts, is this one here. And why was it a home run?
Easing fears.
But who was it?
Oh, it was probably Jay and Rhione.
It was the two of you doing that video.
Yeah.
So people want to hear from you, and a lot of people stayed and watched, and that is.
How many people actually watched it?
Let's see. So you had 3 live. 102 minutes has been watched altogether. 14. Facebook don't tell you exactly, but of that, 14 people watched it. 79 people who liked the page. 3 people who saw it through a share. Watched over a minute. They don't. Did they give me the full? Let's see. No, they don't. They're not giving us a ton of data, but by far, as I say, if we just go back and look at the posts compared to the other ones, that got us the most engagement, 16 people, and got us the most reach, and it was all organic. And these are the kind of things that we could boost. I mean, I just did one on Friday for this page. Now, this is a nursing home that's being built. As you can see, it's not even in, it's not going to open till late September. But it's part of a group of clients that we have called the Hamlets. So we did a video on Good Friday, which was just a montage of just still pictures of all of the healthcare workers. And we called it the Heroes of the Hamlets, and there was some music that went with it. So I spent $10 boosting it on this particular page, and it reached 2,800 people, and 1,300 people watched the video. The average number of minutes since Friday is 364 minutes. That's a lot of time that people watch this video. And this is on a Facebook page of a building that's only half built. And we have, what do we have? How many? 109 people on a page. And yet for $10, we reached 2,800 people. And the video was great. I mean, it wasn't quite like the SPCA and the music of the the animal sanctuaries. It's, makes you want to give money because these poor dogs are dying. But it was kind of built around that because these are senior citizens and they're not able to leave. They can't visit with family. A lot of them don't quite understand what's going on. Jay, I'm sure you totally identify with Mom around this. And we just made that video specifically around that. You should go watch it. I'll give you a link to this page because it's worth a watch. But it really got us amazing results for very little money. So, and I think the videos, even if they're not live and you upload them, will get you a lot of eyeballs for next to nothing. And we still have some money in the Facebook AdWords account, so we could totally do that with any videos that you make. I just put it in the chat box there.
Okay.
But when they see your faces and they hear your voice, that's what it's all about. I mean, Crystal's doing a great job with the Instagram and the posts. It's keeping you out there, and it's very relevant, and it's more edgy now, and I think it gets the eyeballs and the attention. I sent a note back to Jen Herman and said, okay, how do we look now? And she wrote back and said, that is just excellent, like excellent. I couldn't make it any better myself.
So that makes me feel good.
That was really good to hear, right?
Yeah.
It was actually Jen that I was working with last night, trialing Instagram Live. So that's who I was working with last night. So she's a good friend, and I was her guinea pig. So yeah, that's.
So I have a quick question about the other page that you guys have, the Three Sisters Midwifery. There's 742 likes on that page. I wish we could get some of them over onto the sanctuary page. Is there a way
to do? I think I'm probably the one that's. I don't know if Jay posts on that page or not. I post there randomly, and
you guys have a following there. I mean, you have 742, and you have recommendations there, so we could even maybe pull some of those recommendations and highlight them as testimonials on your other page.
Do you know what we could do, Crystal? We could try and merge them.
Oh, yes.
If we have the same date, same address on both accounts, which we probably do, and Facebook, we might have to jump through a couple of hoops because Sanctuary Birthing and Three Sisters Midwifery, they should recognize it's the same thing. But I've had a couple of pages that have been like CC Career Services and CC Career Solutions, and they just said that they were too far apart. I went, no, they're not. The same people.
What would it look like? What would it look like to the user if they were?
Well, all that would happen is you have to write on the page that you give people 7 days notice that once Facebook approve it that it's being merged. So then what would happen is everybody that followed Three Sisters Midwifery would get a notification saying this page is now called Sanctuary Birthing, and it gives them an option to opt out, but I doubt anybody would.
No,
we might be and there will be some people who are probably the same, but it would almost get us to 1,000 likes,
which is huge.
Do people have to accept it, or does it just they will be moved over?
No, it's all done on the Facebook back end. Crystal, let's try and do that.
Okay, I'm gonna write that down. It'll just look like they would get a notification that just says the page you follow's name has been changed type of notification, and they just move on with their life. Like they might go check it out, but they wouldn't opt out, I'm sure.
So my question about my hypnobirthing class is, I don't know if this is this just shows how ignorant I am. Like Three Sisters Midwifery, the website, it was more of it was for all of us, but what's happening right now is I'm using it to promote hypnobirthing. And I don't think Jay's really using it for anything. And I have a link that goes over to Sanctuary. But I did it myself, so you can imagine maybe it's not as powerful as it needs to be.
Let's have a look.
It says Sanctuary Birthing, and then you go to our website.
So my daughter Maddie works at this medical clinic, which is closed. But they did a hypnobirthing class last week, and they advertised it. And I actually knew the therapist who did it, who doesn't normally work there. Let me just find that post. Because I think they had 23 people. Here it is. No, that's not it. Hypnobirthing online workshop. So it's coming up, and I believe although it says only 3 people interested on Facebook, I think they have 23 people registered, and they're doing it all online through through this link here. So I'm not entirely sure how it's being delivered. I'm assuming it's Zoom. I haven't actually asked. Oh yeah, go. Join us on Zoom for 5 2.5-hour sessions. Hypnobirthing for you and your partner, includes partner prior blah. So hypnobirthing. So let's have a look at how much it costs. Oh,
I'm doing the classes now on Zoom as well.
okay. Are you charging?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just, this is the page.
Good.
That's Corinne, who's the lady who's doing it. So it's, the online group is $299. And apparently it's going really well. So I'll just.
Could you advertise those on Sanctuary or no?
I don't see why
That
not.
just, yeah.
Jay, can you weigh in on this? I mean, I
mean, what's the ruling from? Because I know you're only able to offer it if you couldn't visit with people, but now you can't visit with anybody.
well,
You're allowed to do it, right? With your
the Institute has said that during the COVID thing, we can do it online.
Okay.
But then they're thinking, oh, when we're done with COVID, then we can't do it online. You're not allowed to record. But anyway, I have the last class, we did 4 of the classes online, and I asked for people's feedback, and people, they liked it. I mean, one woman said, I like being able to be in my bed.
Right.
Be in my bed, be in my living room. This is where I'm going to relax anyway. And, you know, and there are people who told me for this upcoming class that they want to, they would much prefer being together, but they understand. It's what everybody wants, community, and they're happy that they can have it this way. But for me, I didn't have any technical difficulties. I can imagine if something went kerflooey, I might freak. But in terms of Sanctuary and hypnobirthing, like, we have an unclear relationship. And I wish Jay would speak to this.
I don't have anything to say about it. I don't, there's nothing to weigh in on. I don't.
Oh, well, it's just unclear, meaning.
It's your thing rather than the Sanctuary thing then.
Well, it's unclear.
Okay.
I mean, I mean, I'm the one who is doing it and promoting it, and a little of the money has gone to 3 Sisters, and the bulk of the money has gone to me. And yeah, I mean, I'm paying for the advertising for 3 Sisters Midwifery website, and I shuffle people over to Sanctuary, but there's no like.
Well, one thing we could do is create a specific page on Sanctuary for hypnobirthing.
Well, that would make sense, because that's how, like, I would like then there to be, maybe I could make, instead of on 3 Sisters Midwifery, instead of just having this thing that says Sanctuary Birthing and goes over to Sanctuary Birthing, maybe I could make a page talking about it.
We could, and we can then link it. But I mean, obviously, we've got this beautiful WordPress site now that I'm just bringing up the other site to see what it looks like, because I haven't been there for ages.
It's a GoDaddy Go Central. Rhione made it herself.
Good for you, hey? Okay, let me just. Awesome. Let me just share my screen and let's see what it looks like and see how we could. Okay, so hypnobirthing is here. So new online classes. So I guess it would be this box here, which takes us to here. Okay, so so that's very different than the Womb to Wings. Did I keep the Womb to Wings thing open? Okay, I did.
Are you talking about the price?
Yeah.
It's $285. The 75 is a registration deposit.
Oh, okay. Okay, that I didn't get that. Okay, how would I know that?
It says class registration deposit.
Yes, but how would, oh, I see. Total tuition is 285 is down here. Okay, I see now. Yeah.
Because normally people register and then they pay me in person.
Okay.
That's what's changed now.
Of course, yeah. So are you doing this sort of through PayPal or something like that? How are you getting paid?
The registrations that come this way come through PayPal. When it's in person, I have a Square.
Yes.
payment.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, I could easily get Paige to make a page just taking the data and putting this under the Sanctuary site if you so want to. That would be no trouble at all. It won't cost anything for you guys, for us to do that for you.
Where do you see the Sanctuary Birth on there?
I did not.
Because it is on. It must be under more. See, they don't see up top the more.
No.
Far right.
Oh, sorry. I've got. Oh yeah. Okay. It was. Oh yeah. It's there. So I guess.
No.
Yeah.
There it is.
Okay. So it's about, yeah.
They don't let me. They only let me have so many things up there.
Yeah. Typically it's 6. So you're pushing it at 7 in the main nav. Yeah.
Because I think Sanctuary should be right there, so you can see it right there.
It should. Yeah. I guess the conversation has to be a bit bigger as to what's happening with Three Sisters Midwifery altogether, because there's a lot of content on this page, on the site that we could bring over. And what we could also do is the online calendar that you guys have, we could integrate hypnobirthing as a category into the online calendar. So people could do private sessions, and also you could, we could create an event calendar in WordPress for you guys. I mean, we're almost doing double duty by having 2 sites, but it's not, I mean, it's not for me to say, it's for you two to agree what, because this site's older. There's probably more history from a Google perspective, and we could merge the 2 sites together and do what's called a 301 redirect, where we take all of this traffic and say to Google, oh, by the way, the old Three Sisters Midwifery is now Sanctuary Birthing, and we create links so you don't lose that traffic. Because you've got some good stuff, like with the Facebook page, you have some good reviews and so on. So yeah, we could do a lot about this if you wanted to, but entirely up to you two. Probably not today to this call to have that conversation, but when you do, I can help you with that if that's where you want to go.
Would you? I mean, is that something you would recommend in terms of helping Sanctuary Birthing?
It'll make the site deeper. This is an active thing that you're actually doing, and will continue to do, I think, Rhione, right? So it actually expands the offering of the Sanctuary Birthing site, and then eventually it would stop you paying for 2 websites, and it would give you stronger, because you'd still keep the three sisters midwifery.com URL, but basically if someone was to put that in, it would automatically redirect to the Sanctuary site if you wanted to do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we just did with Camille and Chris, because they had CC Career Services and CC Career Solutions. So we rebuilt the solutions page, and now the services just points to it.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's a big conversation, but in the big picture of where things are going, it might be a prudent step actually.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Yeah, it's a fair bit of work, but nothing we can't do. Yeah.
The whole, I mean, we should stop talking about this because it's not exactly relevant, but the building that site, all I wanted to do is get a way that people could pay to sign up. I mean, that's not all I wanted to do, but at one point,
Yes. No,
having
and you did good. Yeah.
well, that was really difficult. It was not easy. It's
No, I
like
know.
they finally, I probably talked to 6 different GoDaddy techs, and they finally said, well, you know, what you could do is like put a PayPal button on there, and because the Ghost Central that I paid for, actually 3 sisters paid for that. It said you can sell things, but that's registering, selling things are different.
Yeah, so, and this is why we went the WordPress route with the new site, because first of all, you don't need to call the GoDaddy help desk because we do that for you. And second piece is in WordPress is what's called WooCommerce. So each product that you sell, like my bootcamp is, we have our own shopping cart within WordPress, and it's super easy for people to buy. It's super easy to link to PayPal, and yeah, it's a lot less work for you, you know, when we set it up for you. So obviously, but we could, yeah, if that's something you'd like to do, we could assign some time to do that over the next few weeks if you wanted to. Anyway, I want to see you guys making video, whether it's Zoom that you upload, whether it's Instagram Live that we play with, whether it's live into the group to the 70 people. There's several options of doing video, and we know that they want to see you, they want to hear you, they want to hear your wisdom and know that they're not alone. And there's a lot of ladies with little babies in their tummies that are probably thinking, what do I do?
Crystal,
Yes.
you made that suggestion that we, you know, have the office hours thing and then have something in the group.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that post you said, I think you should do this.
Mm-hmm.
So we did start that, but now it's only been 2 weeks. So I guess we've done it twice. Have we done it?
Mm-hmm.
I think we did it twice. And last week, the last time on Saturday, that it just, we actually couldn't do it. We didn't know.
Yeah, the
Anyway,
tech issues.
Yeah, it was tech issues. My internet went goodbye, and then we had used up all our time, and it was, anyway.
You could even, I mean, if you guys could just, because there's 2 of you and you both have busy lives and things to do, if you guys could just each pick a day that you didn't even go live together, but you kind of, you know, double teamed the group, and then they get to know both of you, but you could just literally go live at a certain time, and you could cover briefly a little topic and then ask people as they get on if they have any questions. And then those little lives are great ways to just interact and see what comes up. But this is just for me speaking about things I do in my group, and Jonathan probably has more insight, but just kind of look at that group like you're really engaged people. They've made that extra step. They're not just watching you on your page. They've took the step to interact with you even more. So just the more you add value in the group and the more they get to see who you are and your lovely personality, the more they're going to open up. So even if you don't have time to announce, like I'm going to be live, if you just click the live button, you never know who's going to show up. And it could be a thought you're having, like you read an article or you saw a newspaper ad or something, or a newspaper article about something, and you decide to talk about it in the group. It'll just, more and more people will start to interact with you.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that's an awesome idea. And you know, true confessions, that as easy as you make it sound, for me, it's like I kind of need therapy in order to do that. And I'm not kidding. I mean, Jay asked me to do that last Friday, I guess, because there was a double booking that happened, and hey, will you just do it? And she didn't say it like that, but you know, we ended up changing the time because I was like fairly freaked out that I was going to be doing this by myself.
Okay.
So, I
let-
don't mean to, I don't plan to stay like pee my pants scared for the rest of my life, but I want to be honest that like it freaks me out to think that I push the live button and then I go, well, hi everybody. I don't know. I can't remember. I just,
yeah, no, I get it.
it's a real thing. And,
Yeah.
and I don't want it to be a real thing. I feel,
What if I send you a live video template,
about
like what I use?
I'll take any help I can get.
That sounds good. Send it to both of us.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
All right.
at full disclosure here, I mean, I did a Facebook Live today. The last time, and it's April 14, the last one I did was March 30th. So in those 14 days, I've been meaning to do another one. And every day I've had a good reason why not. Mainly because I wasn't feeling positive enough to put myself out there. And I'm also pretty exhausted because I'm helping a lot of people every day. Not necessarily talking people off bridges, but there's a lot of people that are calling me whose businesses are closed. And if you have no way of making money, what do you do? And with what money you have left, how do you spend it? And I just hadn't been in the headspace to make my own video. But this morning, I was going to make it yesterday, and I went, oh, but it's Easter Monday, and I found another reason why I didn't do it yesterday. But today, it's like, dude, you have no excuse. If you're committed to this series, you're committed to this series. So, I had my shower, and I thought about what I was going to talk about in my head, and then I just set it up and went for it, and it came out so naturally. I surprised myself. And yeah, I've been prevaricating around that for 2 weeks. So I am that person. Truthfully.
Well, we had a great experience. I thought it was great on the group Zoom call. That was Saturday. And it was great because 2 people came. And this time what we did different is we went, let's just invite people again, not just in the group, but send them a text or whatever. And so we invited a few people that we knew might be interested, and 2 people showed up. And even though there were only 2 people, it made all the difference for Jay and for me. It was like, oh, this is alive. This isn't, we're just talking about stuff.
Yep.
These people have really important questions. And so it was like juicy. And I did record that. And I got their permission to record it. I don't know exactly what to do with the recording, but that's one question. Now I'm remembering 2 questions Jay and I had for We Make Stuff Happen. One was, is there a way to just send a message? There must be a way to send a message to everyone in the group saying, hey, we're having this Zoom thing in 2 hours or in half an hour, or do you know, is there an easy way to do that?
Well, I mean, just creating a post in the group should get them all to get the notification.
Yeah, but that isn't enough. I mean, I think
like we can. I think we can.
Stratton, she sent us on Messenger.
Yes.
I keep getting
yeah,
this thing that said,
yeah, she's using
hey,
many.
coming, it's happening.
So she's using ManyChat.
Yeah, she's using a chat bot. It's like programmed, and yeah, it's pretty intense.
Yeah,
You have to opt into it too. I'm pretty sure you have to opt in.
You do, and it's a paid platform, and she actually pays a lady to actually run her ManyChat for her.
So we should do it like one by one, go down and tell the people, or just post more. Or...
Yeah, I mean, in the States, there are definitely ways you can text people too. You can buy text packages, but again, they need to opt in, and they have the option to stop. But a lot of like with my calendar now, I can pay extra for the people to get a text message 15 minutes before my appointment with them to remind them. So even though they're getting an email, they can also get a text. So it's all paid for, obviously, but there are hybrid options.
Okay, so it's not as simple as I thought. And then the other thing was, we began making changing some of the Word docs we had into more attractive looking files and putting them in the files in Sanctuary Birthing Group.
Great.
And then I realized after I put it in there, like, oh, I should have copyrighted that. And Jay said, is there a way that Paige can do a temp? Like I was using Canva to do those documents.
They're really good. Yep.
And she said, is there a way Paige could like give us a copyright template on Canva so that
I'm sure it is.
Copyright. I was just talking about the branded with our logo.
Yeah, but you definitely can have a copyright statement in the footer of each document too, that it's illegal to copy or all rights remain yours sort of thing. You're probably never going to sue anybody, and you probably would never even know if someone did that anyway, unless you showed up on somebody else's group and went, that's my stuff. But it's rare. But yeah, no, Paige could totally do that. I can ask her. She's off today because it's her birthday, but she's back tomorrow.
Aw.
I will ask her. Yeah,
This is getting pretty close to Anna's
Charles.
birthday, isn't it?
I don't know.
That was a question for Jay.
This is another idea. We could make an event inside the group as a little more reminder of when you're going to go live on the scheduled days, and then people would basically RSVP to that event, and you could do I don't know, see who is interested in that, and call them and message them. Sorry, my kids were calling on video chat. So.
Oh.
Nice. Make an event inside the group. Okay.
Yeah, definitely could do that.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea too. Is there anything else that we can be doing to help? So I'll get Paige to look at the template. If you guys want to talk about the Three Sisters future and whether we merge the two together, we could look at merging the Facebook groups, Facebook pages as well. And then also, do we look at Instagram Live, or do we look at Steamworks or Zoom and upload as a watch party? That's another option, isn't it?
I mean, if it was a watch party, it's a little easier for us to watch the chat, because the way Facebook Live was, you couldn't see the chat unless I had two things open.
That's right. Yeah. So doing a watch, if you make it on Zoom, which is easier to do and it's less pressure because you're not live, and then you upload that directly to Facebook as a watch party and then monitor the chat. And again, create the watch party as an event ahead of time and then make your video and then upload it. That might be an easier solution that would be equally effective.
Jay, have you done a watch party yet?
I haven't. I mean, the downside of the watch party is that people can't ask. I mean, we can chat with them about their questions, but we can't answer those questions on the live.
No, that's right.
So,
unless you pre-ask for the questions and then you say you record it and you'll answer them at a certain time, and then yeah, but it's not as good as live.
Reaching out, people are not asking questions. I mean, we've had 2 questions the entire history of the group too. So
even though it's a private group and it's a safe place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
it takes time.
Hopeful that maybe the live group can grow.
I mean, that's what my virtual coffees, have become. I mean, I've done them for years now, but 2 weeks ago I had 25 people and they all had a question. So I had to do like 3-minute popcorn style answers. It was like, and then last Thursday I had 9, and again, great hot seats. So those live Zoom virtual coffees, they work brilliantly well, and we just send them a Zoom link. We could do that.
You can also, I think, post, if you guys get private questions or you're seeing questions with other people, you could even post in the group, this was a question we had today from a client, or this is a question that popped up, and then they you could just kind of answer it in the group too, because if somebody asked you, even if they weren't in the group, they probably want to know.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Sounds good.
Yeah. All righty. I have to jump onto another call in a minute here. So is there any last things?
No, thank you.
Okay.
I understand that we owe you money, and I understand that you are extending your showing up for us and your generosity and being patient. And I just want to acknowledge that, like, neither one of us at this moment has any money coming in.
No, I understand.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
the hypnobirthing will be some money, but it's like kind of going to pay the bills. Partly.
I understand. Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah.
And Crystal, I just think, to me, you're a godsend. It's like when I message you, you answer, you have good ideas, your passion is there, and you know what we're talking about. I actually feel like crying right now. Like, you actually know what we're talking about. And
Yep, I agree.
I just want you to know we're paying attention, and we appreciate being able to receive this kind of support.
And none of us knew this pandemic was coming.
No.
And it totally stopped us all at our tracks for where we were going to. I mean, you've now got the Kartra thing with the proof.
No, we don't have that.
Oh, we don't?
No, I don't have $99 to spend a month on Kartra. I haven't told them. I don't know what to do with those videos. I have no clue what to do with any of it right now. So
okay. So you have the videos, right? And they're finished.
I think they're finished. I mean, they wanted to be a part of what happens next, and they allotted time. Maybe it was the week before last. I don't really know. I haven't talked to them for a while.
Well, I mean, you own the videos, right?
Yeah, I just don't know what to do with them. Anyway, it's after 11. We don't need to talk about this right now.
Okay. I have an idea around that, but I can let you know about that another time.
That's good.
Okay then.
Thank you.
See you guys soon. Okay. Bye.